everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be discussing college. It's still summer, don't get it twisted, but college is on the way. We have like the rest of this month and then a little bit of next month, and then we're back on the grind. So I decided to make a video talking about college essentials, things that you absolutely need. Coming from someone who does not find it necessary to spend a buttload of money on really insane things for a dorm that you're going to spend 1 year in. So I'm going to be discussing things that I bought last year for my dorm and things that I'm going to buy this year for my dorm. So let's get straight into it. Before we talk about it, disclaimer, I am a sophomore. I'm going into my sophomore year, so I don't know everything, but I have lived in a dorm for 1 year, so I feel like I've learned a lot of things. And honestly, this video is gonna be just me taking my own advice at this point. I know there's a lot of you out there who are either seniors right now or going into your freshman year that need a little bit of guidance on what to get for your dorm, so I'm here for you. So first, starting off, we're gonna talk about toiletries slash bathroom needs, all the things you need when you walk into that bathroom. For my first year of college, I had to use communal restrooms, so that basically means that everybody's using the same bathroom. Yes. I've seen and smelled some things that I didn't want to see and smell, but I survived, so let me tell you how I did it. Okay guys, we're just gonna go through a regular routine day for me last year, what I would grab, what I would use. So the very first thing you're gonna need is a shower caddy. You can get these from like Dollar Tree, the little cubby bins. It's a good way to keep everything in one little place, especially since you have to actually walk to the bathrooms. You don't want to be carrying a bunch of things at once. Now, the one I used last year was plastic, but I'm gonna try and buy one that's mesh this year, just because I feel like the plastic ones tend to hold a lot of moisture, and then that moisture gets really gross. So if you are able to, I feel like a mesh one is better, but just going to Dollar Tree and getting one of those plastic caddies is gonna do you just fine. Along with a shower caddy, I actually saw this on Instagram. I don't remember the name of the content creator, but she suggested to get like a dish drying mat for the bottom of your caddy wherever you place it. I thought that was a brilliant idea, so I will be doing that next year. Since we're on the topic of showers, everybody please, I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this. You better have your hands up on the screen. Shower shoes, please, 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 please. It doesn't matter where you go to school. It doesn't matter where you're placed in building wise. Please get shower shoes, okay? For the health of your tootsies and the health of everyone else in there. They don't have to be fancy. You don't have to buy, like, you can obviously get them off of Amazon if you just search up like shower slippers or something like that. But you could get them from Walmart, Old Navy. They have flip-flops on sale. Dollar Tree, yet again, Dollar Tree saves lives at this point. Just anywhere you can get them, please get them. They are a lifesaver, I promise. It is a little weird using them at first, but it'll save you so many headaches in the future. Staying on theme with the closet items, we're gonna go ahead and talk about hampers slash laundry. Now, honestly, I'm not the best person to ask about this because I live an hour away from my university, so I don't really do laundry there. I kind of just commute back and forth and do laundry like every 2 weeks. But what I can say is get a laundry basket that's big enough to hold your clothes, especially in the winter time, but you don't want one that's going to take up too much space in your closet. Also, get one that has wheels if you can, because if you are doing laundry on campus, it's definitely gonna be helpful to wheel like your stuff back and forth. You don't want to be carrying it by the handles, trust me. Okay, next up we have hangers, and I am kind of on the fence about buying new hangers this year. I have no idea if I'm actually gonna do it or not. The hangers I have right now are fine, like they function just fine, but they're mismatched. They're from like Target, Walmart, a random dry cleaning place back in New Jersey. Like they're from everywhere. The ones that I want to get, they are like the velvet kind, so a lot of my items won't be slipping off the hangers. This next item can be used in your closet, around the whole dorm, basically anywhere honestly, and that is air freshener bags. You can find these at Walmart. I know they're everywhere at Walmart. We have a Walmart like 10 minutes from campus, and I swear they have like a whole wall of these little air freshener bags. You can choose whatever scent you want. My roommate last year, she ended up putting them in her drawers, in her closet, basically anywhere that had clothing. And I ended up finding these really cool like hanging ones that you can put in your closet that look like little hangers. So I think I'm gonna get those for next year. Okay, next up, moving on, we're gonna talk about cleaning items, keeping your dorm clean. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this, but dorms are a very small space, so it is very easy for it to get dusty, for there to be crumbs on the floor everywhere. So let's talk about cleaning it up. I feel like this first item is not like controversial, but it's kind of like, do you really need it? And that is a vacuum for your dorm. Last year, my roommate and I had this same exact conversation, and we were like, girl, we don't need a vacuum. Like, we can just use a broom, we'll be good. Like, we ended up using our other roommate's vacuum more times than I can count. So if you can, definitely get like a tiny little vacuum that you can use like around the room. It doesn't have to be be anything fancy. With that being said, I will be continuing to steal that said roommate's vacuum. I am not gonna get a new one, but if she were not there, I would definitely get one, and or if I end up living in an apartment my junior year, I will be getting one for myself. I would also keep just like regular cleaning sprays and wipes around, like antibacterial wipes. So mirror sprays, you're gonna need something to clean the mirrors down, okay? We gotta be looking cute every day, and we don't want them things to deceive us, right? And then the antibacterial wipes, I feel like self-explanatory. You want to make sure that you're wiping everything down. Next cleaning item, I don't know if I would necessarily categorize this as a cleaning item, but it's important to me at least, and that is Febreze. I think this is honestly gonna save your life in college. Hear me out. We don't stink around here. However, the food that we eat may have a little bit of a smell. I feel like I've said this over and over in this video, but those rooms are teeny. They're tiny. And if you order a hot shot Italian sub from Subway and you eat it, it's gonna smell like onions and bell peppers, and you know what I'm saying? This is really good to have handy in your room when you eat something, or if you microwave something, it's gonna smell like that for the next like 24 hours. Whatever scent that you like, please go ahead and grab it. Okay, going back to mirrors, last year I had a mirror that kind of stood up on its own, if that makes sense. Like it was like a mirror that propped up on its own. It was quite large and it was hard to like maneuver everywhere, and every single time I wanted to take a picture or get an angle or even use the mirror, I had to like move it out of the way. So instead of taking that mirror, I'm gonna end up taking a mirror that hangs up on the door, which I think is a better option. If you can buy like a super small mirror that you can hang up on the door, or even just a regular mirror that you can put like command strip on the back of and stick it onto your cupboard doors, you'll be set. Okay, next item, again, same thing with the vacuum. I feel like it's not a absolute need, but it's going to benefit heavily in your favor. Let's just say that. And that item is an air purifier. I actually had one last year in my dorm, but I did not purchase it. It was my roommate's mom that purchased it. It made a huge difference. And it's also just good to know that you have the security of knowing that your air is clean and you can breathe it in and you can sleep and you won't wake up feeling really like groggy and gross. Some of them are a little bit on the pricier side, but you can find like a cheaper one that'll work just fine. Just like place it on your desk or in like a communal area in your room and you'll be set to go. Next item, which there are actually two options for this item. I'm gonna show you the more expensive option and then the cheaper option. The more expensive option is a mini handheld steamer. There are gonna be times where you're in a rush and you need to look nice for, say, like a presentation or an interview or a performance or whatever you have going on, but you're rushing and it is wrinkled. This can be really helpful for on-the-go students as well, who kind of spend a lot of their days outside of the dorm and not even inside their dorm. But if that is a little too expensive for you, which trust me, I get it, you can use the Downy wrinkle spray, I think it is. I used that all of last year and it worked perfectly fine. Just a couple of sprays, shake it out, and you're good to go, I promise you. Next up, this item is actually something that I did not know I needed until I lived through last year, and I was like, okay, so now we're gonna have this, put it in our back pocket for next year. Now this is for my girlies out there who, you know, you want to go to a girls' night out, but it's literally 4 p.m. and it's already dark outside. The lighting in your dorm is not very good. You don't necessarily need a mirror with lights on it, but definitely get a mirror that like swivels back and forth, if that makes sense. I had a mirror last year. It was straight up and down. I never used that thing. It's still in my closet, haven't touched it. So if anything, just get a mirror that can swivel and you can like adjust back and forth. The lights are a good bonus, but you definitely don't need them. But having a mirror where you can get ready every day is definitely gonna help you out. So this next item is actually in frame with us right now, actually. My little cart over here. I used it as like a nightstand last year. So I would put like my gum, my mints, my chargers, my Aquaphor, like everything to the side of my bed that I needed. These are really helpful. You can find them at Walmart, on Amazon. I would recommend the ones that aren't mesh. This one is kind of see-through, so everything kind of falls through on the cart. I'll try and put a picture because I feel like I'm not explaining it good, but you get it. So what I did last year is I used the top half for like a nightstand, and then I used the bottom half for like snacks, medicine, extra hair products, like stuff like that. Since we're on the topic of furniture, you don't really need this, and I can tell you why you don't, but if you would, I can tell you why you would need it. Let me explain myself. Plastic drawers for underneath your bed. If you're someone like me that just needs an insane amount of clothes for no reason, you can get these from Target. They have like a giant aisle full of these. But if you are someone who's a little bit more sane than I am and you don't need a million pairs of clothes with you at all times, you don't necessarily need these, but you can still buy like a small little plastic drawer bin that you can use for medicine, hair products, dishes. Now let's get into some bedding items. I really only have 2 because I feel like the rest is kind of like stuff that you would want like for decoration. This first item was actually something that my friend bought at first, and I swear she was like a trendsetter because everybody bought it after her. It is like a headboard pillow for your dorm. This year I'm gonna be bunked in a bed and I'm thinking about doing top bunk, and I don't want my head just like against the wall. So getting a headboard pillow, it can make your nights a little bit more comfortable because we all know we gotta get up and grind, okay? And if I don't have enough sleep, that's never a good outcome. And then the second item that you would need for your bed is a mattress topper. Depending on where you're staying or what university you're at, the mattresses may not be the most comfortable thing in the world. So getting a mattress topper definitely helps. You don't need the most expensive, fluffy, like I've seen ones on Amazon for like $100. Who's buying that? I'm not buying that. Getting just like a regular cheap one is gonna work just fine. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie, those dorm beds are kind of comfy, like they're kind of comfortable. It's like your own little space that you can go to when you're tired or when you need to lay down. It's like your space. So you wanna make it as comfortable as possible by getting a mattress topper. And also, we don't know what's been on that bed, if you know what I'm saying. So we wanna make sure that we protect that layer before it touches our skin. You know, we don't want anything happening. These next items are these like clear organizer little bin things for your drawers. Last year I was not very efficient with my drawers and I was so upset about it. Literally every single one of my drawers were like a junk drawer. I just threw stuff in there and it was hard to like navigate where everything was. But this year, trust me, we are going to be organizing the drawers, and I can make it a whole separate video. Like I want to make sure everything is where it should be. Along with the drawer organizers, you also might need some storage baskets slash bins. I feel like it just feels so much better to know where everything is and having a designated area of like baskets and stuff. I don't know. I personally think it's super cute. Okay, this next item is honestly based on where you go to college. I feel like I've said that a lot in this video, but it really is. Where I go to college, if you go to like the markets or the little grocery stores they have, they'll give you like a paper bag to bring all your stuff back. But if you're buying stuff that's a little on the heavier side, you might need like a little cart. I did not have one of these last year, but I kind of want to get one because when I would buy like drinks or cans of food or just anything that was remotely heavy and I had to carry my paper bags up to the room, it was a process. It was a process and a half and I did not enjoy it. So these might be really helpful for you depending on what you buy, but I feel like it could benefit everybody. Okay, these last couple of items are gonna have to do with like move-in and if you were to commute back home. So first, I have packing bags. Listen, I did not use these last year. If you guys have seen my moving in vlog or even my moving in short here on YouTube, I had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of stuff and I had a lot of like little things just like thrown in my car, and it was kind of hard to move everything in because we had to take like multiple trips. So I think having moving bags is definitely gonna help me 100%. My stuffed animals in my backpack and like my makeup bag just like in my car, and I feel like if I were to have all that stuff in one place, it's just gonna make everyone's life so much easier. This last item is for the girlies or the people who live close to home and they need to commute back and forth, or if you're someone like me who just loves to come home almost every weekend, this is for you. Make sure that you have like a really small travel size suitcase or even like a carry-on bag, like one of those really big like carry-on bags. Trust me, you will thank me later, because not only is it useful for if you go home for the weekends, but it's also useful for like winter break. It's like the night before winter break and you're like sitting there figuring out what you need to pack, what you need to bring home. Like I just know that last year before I left for winter break, I wish I would have had like a suitcase or something to go ahead and pack some of my like summer clothing. And then when I got home for winter break and I unpacked the summer clothing, I packed more winter stuff. So when I went back after winter break and it was like 2 degrees outside, I had all of like my sweaters and jackets and boots. So just keep that in mind if you're someone who lives relatively close. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Any of my girlies or anyone out there is in college or is going to college, put some like suggestions down below if I missed anything. I will also still be making like an advice video. This is kind of like for the stuff that you need for college, and then I will be making like an advice video for like the mental challenges or like lessons I've learned my first year. So keep an eye out for that video. But I figured I would go ahead and make this video. Personally, these are very helpful for me, just seeing like everyone's experiences and what they went through and what they use. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your college experience. Make sure to like this video if you of course liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you guys in my next video.